Blessings, everyone. Welcome in. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you've had a wonderful week. And if not, please keep the faith, keep your head up. I promise change is coming. So I haven't done a live in quite some time. And I'm not sure why. I never really got a message, or I always receive messages, but I was never really guided to share them for these past couple of weeks. But I do have a special message for someone, and this is quite specific. But as always, please use discernment. Use discernment to take what resonates, leave what does not. Even after receiving this message, I do ask that you go into prayer and meditation to receive divine guidance, confirmation, and clarity from the Most High. I have a powerful message to relay to you. So, for some time now, I've been relaying this message about the scale of justice being balanced. I believe I did a live stream a couple months ago where I said we are now in the era where the last will be the first, the last will be first. And I specifically remember doing a live stream just a few months ago where I said, things are being taken away from the undeserving, from the unrighteous. People who got things unrighteously, people who got things unrightfully, people who got things by, lying, stealing, manipulating, being corrupt, let's just say that. People who have been in unrightful positions, undeserving positions. Things are being revoked from them, and it is being given to the righteous, the deserving. It's like the scale is being balanced here. And I feel like it's also happening in our personal lives. Many of you guys have been having reveals, revelations, things have been illuminated about the people in your life. And maybe even some of you have taken back your love, taken back your investments in certain people, certain titles, certain positions and roles that you had people in, certain friendships that you had. I see many of you could have even revoked it and given it to much better friends, a much better lover, a much better neighbor, a much better worker. So I hope is this making sense so far, you guys? So I've been seeing that a lot. I talked about it a few months where things are just being revoked from the unrighteous and the undeserving, and it's being given to the righteous and the deserving. Okay. And it's occurring in people's personal lives, as we do channeled message readings here on the channel. I've seen it myself, people walking away from certain friendships, certain relationships, certain business partnerships and workmanships, and they're going to give their love, their time, their effort, and their investments to better people, more deserving people, So the scale of justice, it's definitely being balanced. But there's a specific message here for someone. God is not playing around when it comes to you. God doesn't play around when it comes to his children. He doesn't. And God is no respecter of man. Let me make that clear. He is no respecter of man. He doesn't care what someone thinks about you. All that matters is what he knows about you. And there were certain blessings that God had sent to you, and the enemy thought that they could destroy it, take it away, sabotage it, or maybe even steal it, rob it, and keep it for themselves. And, God said, you played yourself because you want to be a blockage. You want to play the role of the antagonist in my sons and daughters' lives. You want to put obstacles in their way. Because every time you try to block someone's blessing, you try to block someone. Let me make myself clear. You can't block blessings. Blessings are in the hands of God. But what many times the enemy tries to do is the enemy will try to block you from your blessings. The enemy will try to mislead you from your blessings. The enemy will try to confuse you from your blessings so that you'll stray on another path, or so that you'll choose something else and overlook your blessing or miss out on your blessing. But your blessing cannot be touched. So that's why many times the enemy will target you. If they can confuse you, if they can mislead you, then they can successfully turn you on another path that is far, far away from your blessings. And God is not playing when it comes to his children. He never plays. But this specific season, I'm seeing that he is really, excuse me, you guys, that was my other phone. He is passing harsh judgments on these enemies that think that they can block you from what God has sent to you. Many of you, the blessing is so big that it caused some people, it caused some people to be envious. It caused some people to be jealous. It caused some people to be wicked. It caused some people to be sneaky and manipulative. It caused some people to even plot on you. And God said, you know what? Since you're trying to block what I have for my child, every time, because you have to remember, every time the enemy tries to block you from what God wants for you, they're getting in the way of God's plans. And that's what these people who want to play the role of your enemy, that's what they don't understand. These people who want to submit themselves to the devil and be the devil's agents, they don't understand that they're not necessarily standing in your way. They're trying to stand in God's way. Because if God has plans for you and they're trying to mislead you away on another path, if God has sent you a blessing and they're trying to make it hard, trying to put blockages and obstacles in your way, then who are they defying? Not you, they're defying God. Who are they going against? Not you, they're going against God. Someone much more, they're going against a being that is much more greater, bigger than them, and that is God. And that's what the enemy doesn't understand. They think that they're doing all of these things to you, but as a child of God, as a servant of God, they don't realize that really is God who they're trying to go against, and that is impossible. That is impossible. It is impossible to go against God. And they're setting themselves up. These enemies that some of you guys are dealing with, they're setting themselves up because they do not get it. They have not grasped it in their thick heads. That every time they try to block you from something, hurt you, mislead you, confuse you, corrupt you, they're going against God's plans for you. So now it's not necessarily you that they're fighting against, is God, and that is impossible to do. It's impossible. It's impossible. And so you guys are about to hear what's been going on from the background. Many people have been removed from their position. The people who I saw a specific story just seconds ago, and I felt guided to relay this message. Some of you guys, you had positions, you had roles. You've been selected to be in certain roles and positions, and there were people who thought that they knew better, who thought that their will must be done. And so there were people who tried to block you from taking what was yours, from taking your rightful position, your rightful role. And so God said, okay, since you want to go against the plans that I have for my child, I'm just going to remove you. I'm just going to remove you. Some of you had jobs. Some of you have been selected. Maybe you haven't heard about it yet. Some of you have been selected for certain jobs, certain seats, certain roles and positions that you're supposed to take on. And there were people, co-workers, business partners who thought, "No, I don't want this person to be here. I don't want to work with this person. It's not fair that this person is going to be in this role or this position. It's not fair that this person has been chosen. So let me go and plot, scheme, and manipulate. Let me go and be corrupt and try to force my will against God's will for this person." And God said, "You know what? I'm just going to remove you." It's impossible to go against God. It's impossible. You'll lose before you even try it. You know what I'm saying? You'll lose before you even try it. And so God said, it's easy. I'm just going to remove you. And so what's going to happen is the initial position that you were supposed to take on, they tried to block you. So now you get to, now it's like I'm seeing you're climbing a ladder. Every time someone tries to block you or sabotage you, you elevate, you go higher and higher and higher. You go higher up the hierarchy. And if this is a job situation, some of you probably were supposed to be just a manager or a director. Now you are a CEO. Because everybody above you, they had something to say about you getting that initial position and they tried to block you. So God said, you know what? All of you are fired. And now my child is not just going to take on that initial position, but my child is also going to take on your position. Now you're being replaced. Just last week, I saw a prophetic vision. I saw so many people fall. I saw people all the way up in the sky, you guys. It was a prophetic dream that I had. I saw people, it was like they were at the top of a tower and they fell all the way down to the floor, to the ground. Some people who are in high places, high positions, roles, whatever, because of their corruption against you, they have now lost their position, their own position. I've been seeing people getting fired from jobs and companies left to right. Because they tried to go against an anointed one. For many of you, God had delivered, God has sent you a blessing, and the enemy thought, oh, no, let's go and put some challenges to delay this person, to mislead this person, to break this person. And God said, okay, I sent this person one blessing, and you guys did all of this to block them from receiving this one blessing. Just because of that, I'm going to double the blessing. I'm going to triple the blessing. I sent this person to work in your team. I sent this person to collaborate with you. But since you want to be judgmental, prejudiced, racist, discriminatory, you're out. They're going to be the team lead. God said, I sent this person to your business. And you declined them. You rejected them. You rejected their offer. You didn't want them to even be in your institution. That's fine. You've lost your job now. Now they're going to take your place. Now they're the new owner. I see people being replaced from left to right. And that's just what happens when you really think that you can go against God's plans for someone. Every time you try to do that, just remember, you're not necessarily going against the person. You're trying to go against God, and that is impossible. And it's not only happening in work environments, it's even happening in people's personal lives. Some of you have relatives who have done nothing but abuse you, misuse you. God said, I sent this child into your life as a blessing. You were meant to be their mother. You were meant to be their father. You were meant to be their sister, their brother. But since you tried to go against them, since you continue to try to hurt them, you're out. I'm sending a replacement. I'm sending them a better mother. I'm sending them a better father. I'm sending them another sister, another brother. They tried to bully you. They tried to hurt you. They tried to sabotage you. They tried to plot against you, all to block you from taking what is yours. And God said, at this point, just get out. God said, my child is going to take what I initially gave them, and they're also going to replace you. Some of you are going to see it. Some of you are going to see it. I'm telling you. He's not playing this season. He's not. Enough is enough. Enough with the scheming and the plotting and the corruption. Enough is enough. I'm seeing enemies' lives fall apart. I'm seeing people go through the devastation that they intended for others to go through. I'm seeing people living the life that they never thought they would live because they thought that they were invincible until God humbled them for touching his anointed one. Touch not my anointed one and do my prophets no harm. These people thought they were invincible, so invincible that they really thought that they can alter, change your path. When it comes to this work situation, some of you are about to get in jobs and, they're going to tell you, oh, we intended for you to be, we intended for you to have this role, but now we're going to promote you all the way up to this and this. You climb the ladder because every single person that tried to sabotage you, God was like, you're going to take their place. You're going to take their place. So you just keep on climbing and climbing and climbing. Let the CEO try you. Next thing you know, you're going to be the new CEO. Let your manager try you. Next thing you know, you're going to be their manager. Replacement. That's the word that I keep on hearing. Replacement, 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 replacement. People are getting humbled. People are getting humbled, you guys. If only you guys can see what I'm seeing. People are getting humbled. God is not playing this season. He has big plans. He has big plans for his people. And anyone who thinks that they can stop it, anyone who thinks that they can block it, intervene, you will be removed and you will be replaced. So I'm going to end the reading here, you guys. Just keep your head up, continue to have faith, and just continue to, keep your eyes on the prize. And you know what that is. The prize is God, okay? I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you guys so very much. Take care. Many blessings to you.